All right, it's 5 o'clock, and Cole and I just rolled up to the same spot that we hunted last night. We went in here after the creek buck and ended up seeing him at like 100 yards back in this bedding area. He stood up and just walked straight left and stayed out there about 100 yards the whole time and worked off into the creek that I saw him in 4 or 5 days ago now. So we got up early this morning and came back over here, and we are gonna hustle back in there and try to get set up real close to where he was bedded at last night. Once we get back in there and get up in a tree, we should be able to see out across that whole bedding area where he was at last night. We got the same wind direction out of the northwest, so we're hoping that he'll be right in there somewhere, just as long as he ain't in there when we're trying to get set up. That's the plan this morning. We're gonna go back in there and see if we can run into him again.
Same one that buck was following.
It's 9 o'clock and the breeze just picked up a little bit. The blue jays were going off back here, so we decided to stay for a little longer. We were just about to get down. We looked over and there's a doe coming out of that bedding area over there. She was walking straight at us, and then she cut over to the left. I'm gonna stay here a little bit longer, just see if anything gets up and moves around. See if a buck gets up and moves around, I guess. But it seems like middle of the morning when that breeze picks up, they like to get up and move.
See it?
6 at least, and every one of them's like a doe and a fawn.
Do you like this tree the most, or do you think we should shift a little bit to get our wind a little bit better for some shooting lanes?
I mean, I'd like to get our wind better. The wind's blowing like that. Oh, hell, mate. I feel like you either gotta go out to one of them trees or go up the draw a little bit, get in the tree on that side, maybe.
We just got down. It's like 11 o'clock. Deer kind of quit moving around 10:15. We're going to go back and get some food, but we're going to move our setup probably only 40-50 yards and just try to get the wind in a little better direction for where we saw these deer coming today. There's a bunch of does that came on this trail and caught our wind, and then the bucks came kind of the other direction, but it kind of all came together right here. So we're just going to move trees not too far, put our stuff in, go eat some lunch, and then come right back in and not be out too long. So we decided we're gonna go back to the car quick, grab some snacks, and it sounds like Nick's gonna drive us some food. So we want to be able to get back in here. We got like a 1.5 mile walk, so it's gonna take us some time. So we figured them driving us some food will save us an hour.
What do you got going on here?
I feel like I'm working at McDonald's again. This is what I used to do when I was back in the kitchen at McDonald's too. I
Just eat right out of the deal?
A little taste testing. Exactly what you're hoping the McDonald's employees weren't doing. That's what I was doing. Eating the little chicken nuggets back in there. Ted and Cole got stuck out in the woods. The deer all started moving at like 9 to 11 o'clock. And they weren't planning on that, I'm sure. So Nick made a bunch of food because he was expecting them to come back. So we already ate. But we're gonna go drop them off a little care package. Spoiled brats.
Yeah.
5 burritos, fruit snacks, Slim Jims, Nutty Buddies, caffeine,
Perfect.
everything you need. So just gonna smash it in your mouths right here and then go back in.
We went back to the truck, we're refueled, re-engaged, and heading back into our setup. Nick was kind enough to bring us a big snack pack. He made a bunch of breakfast burritos this morning while him and Jake were at the house. So we got to get in on a little bit of that action after we walked out of here. Spent about an hour at the truck, and now we're heading back in. It's about 1:45 right now, so we should be perfect timing once we get back in there. Just got settled back up in the tree. About 3:30 right now. We still got pretty good wind coming out of the west, which is blowing straight from this opening out here, back here behind us. We're thinking that big buck and all those other deer came down this drainage and went off to the left, back in here a little ways. This morning after they went by us, we could see them go down this straightaway. Then we lost them for a while. And we could see all of them working back into this bedding area. The wind switched from north to straight out of the west for this afternoon, so we looped all the way around. Got on this east side, so our wind's blowing right in our face. Our hope is that tonight they'll come out of that bedding area and work their way back through this little horseshoe. There's a bunch of trails going through all this canary grass out in front of us. Then there's a pretty fresh scrape right here, about 15 yards down here in front of us. We saw a pile of deer in here this morning, and one nice buck and one smaller buck. They're all just right in here somewhere, last we saw. So hoping that that big one works back through here, maybe comes and hits this scrape or something. We're quite a ways from where we were hunting last night. We won't be able to see any of that bedding area where we saw that big one. We're thinking this is a better place to catch a buck moving through tonight. Seems like out there it's pretty tough. They like to stay in all that thick stuff. They don't come out of it that often. They don't move very far out there. Doesn't seem like. Made a little adjustment, came over here, got set up. We're hoping we'll get into some action tonight. Full blown Larry's Hawk. Whitetail print scene out here. We got the grunts, the bleeds, limbs shaking. More can they want? Oh, blue jays back there. You know what's happening. Here he come, here he come.
pheasant range. He cut up into the woods there on the end of the point. So that's the same buck that bigger one was with this morning, just right down the lane here. Hoping that one's still hanging around here somewhere. Maybe he'll work his way through here. But that one didn't get our wind, so that's good. That's what we've been worried about, because our wind's not doing much. It kind of seems like it's settling down in this bottom, so I guess we'll find out if we have one come through. Well, that's gonna do it for tonight. We had quite a bit of action there at the end. We had a nice buck come through pretty close to our setup here. He's working back into some of that bedding cover, it looked like, and then a handful of does throughout the night. So we're gonna go ahead and climb down, take everything down, and hike back out of here. I think both of our phones are dead, so I might get lost on the way back, but that's alright, it's worth it. Not sure if we'll be back in here in the morning or if we'll go somewhere else in the morning. Looks like these next few days coming up here might warm up a little bit, but then it's supposed to start dropping back down in temperature again. So we're hoping we're gonna have some more good days coming up here. We just keep getting closer and closer, so we got high hopes for this next string of days here. We're gonna go back to the house, get something to eat, and be back after them here soon.
Yeah, a lot cooler than it was. Oh, it is a little bug. Little stinker.
Go right here.
There's a buck. There's a nice buck.
Public right back behind. Yeah,
He's a 10-pointer.
looks like a good enough pointer.
Yeah.
I'd consider that on a pattern even.
Seems like it, yeah.
I don't think he's coming from the public. It don't look like there's much on the private there.
Public on this side too.